Hello again, and welcome back to HowToBloke. Today I'm gonna show you how to make courgette gratin, which means basically very finely sliced courgette cooked in the oven with cream and garlic. It is delicious. Okay, well, we'll start with, we've got three courgettes, big ones here. Look at that. That's courgette. I think probably in your country, if you're watching this, you call that something else, but it's a courgette as far as I'm concerned. And around this time of May, June, July, in the summertime, they're quite cheap to buy. They're a good vegetable to use. They're tasty. And we're going to use this thing here, which is a mandolin. Now, this is a really cheap one. It's less than $10, 10 quid, 10 euros. Around about that. I got it from a famous online store, mentioning no names, and it's quite basic. It's not particularly flimsy, it's not a bad quality, but you don't need anything. If you're going to do this every day, you need a big stainless steel one, you know. But for use at home, you just use that one. And it's got different things in it. You can be creative with your vegetables. You can it chops and how can you put it? Cuts things like carrots and anything you can slice normally with a knife. It will cut. And but I don't use many of these things here. I just use that one really, or maybe this one. But, so we're going to put these back in here somehow. It's like a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. Now you're going to think to me, well, what's this mandolin? What do you need? Why can't you just cut it up thinly? Well, because you can't cut it thin enough. That's the thing. You know, you go to the butcher shop and you ask for some sliced ham, and he comes up with ham. He holds a piece of ham up like this, and then you actually see the light through it. Well, that's the kind of thinness that we need from a courgette. It kind of changes the taste of courgette, especially cucumber, if you can get it really thinly. And next program I'll do how to make cucumber salad, and you'll see the difference between the taste of sliced cucumber and cucumber that's done in a grater or with a mandolin, and you'll see the difference in taste. So what are we going to do? This is the mandolin here. So what happens? We put that on here, and then we rub it that way against the blade, like that. So we push it down like that. You don't have to. You can do it without that thing there, and you can do it to a point. But what I would say is, I've cut myself before with this. This is razor sharp. This is the same sort of razor you would like a cutthroat razor. So if you cut yourself, it's going to bleed, and you're going to be you'll have a bandage on it or whatever for weeks. Now, on that subject, what you can use are these things. Now, these things are stretchy, almost one-size gloves. I mean, they fit me, so they're going to fit. I haven't got big hands for bananas for hands, for fingers, so it's not, the size is kind of, they're quite stretchy, look like this. Now what these things do is, especially if you're prone to cutting yourself, forget about the mandolin and the recipe that I'm making today. If you're prone to cutting yourself in the kitchen, you're always cutting yourself, always. Then try and use one, buy a pair of these. They're not expensive. I don't use them that often, but my daughter uses them when she's cutting. She has to cut things like onions and stuff, which she wants to, for a school project or whatever. Anyway, so what this does, it doesn't. If I press really hard on this, it will go through this material. But if I just slip with a knife like that, it won't cut. Now they come in different levels of resistance to knives and things. But if you're going to use one of these, my suggestion is, and you haven't used one before and you're a bit unsure, buy a pair of these. It's at least a line of resistance. So this is the glove. You know, I'm not going to try and hurt myself, because I probably could do if I forced myself to, but it stops little slips, and doesn't. It helps you not get injured, basically. Okay, so there's the gloves. I'm going to take the gloves off. I don't really need them. But I say they're comfortable to wear. Now these particular gloves, I'm not trying to flog you these gloves at all, but they're useful kitchen. If you keep cutting yourself, these are cut level 5. And the cut levels obviously determine how resistant they are to being cut with a knife. You've probably seen a butcher wearing a big sort of almost like chainmail on his hand glove. That's necessary in his job, I guess. Anyway, so today, what we're going to do is we're going to thinly slice these. We've just washed these under the tap. Thinly slice these, and we're going to put them in there with some cream and garlic. That's it. So we'll need some courgettes, enough to fill that dish. This is an oven-proof dish. It doesn't have to be clear. It can be any colour you like, as long as it is oven-proof. We're going to use a pot of cream. This is 20 cl of cream. And we're going to use some fresh garlic. Now this is fresh garlic. You probably say, well, I've never seen fresh garlic before. Perhaps you haven't. Perhaps you don't even recognise it. But I've thrown the skin away now. But the garlic skin is kind of looks a bit like it's pink. I've never seen one that's not pink. But this is fresh garlic. And why are you using fresh garlic? It has a different flavour to the garlic that's dry, like a bulb. Dry in a bulb. It's kind of this was all together assembled. I've cut it up. It has a different flavour. And what we're going to do with this, we could do it on this machine, but we're going to do it by hand and just thinly slice this, because what you don't want, people who are a bit sensitive to the garlic, they don't want a big piece. Chewing a big piece of garlic that's needs more cooking, so it needs to be finely chopped or sliced, chopped. So we're going to do another piece. So once you've got, there's a little tip here. Once you've got a little bit flat edge, just turn it around like that, so you can get, so it's more stable on the board, like that. So keep turning it until you get there's a stability there. So a bit more, so cut that end off of that, turn it on its side. Notice where my fingers are. I can't cut my fingers because it's, look, I go down like this, you see. So if you're going to cut it like this, you're going to be in trouble. All right, look, you can see what's going to happen here. So if you hold it like that, you can't cut your fingers, it's impossible. So let's do another one. See how pink it is? That's the pink of the skin there. So we're nearly there. There's quite a lot of garlic here, as you can see, but it's quite a big dish, so it's going to be super tasty. Of course, here's the thing, not everybody likes garlic. But perhaps what's put them off is that they've had a piece of raw garlic and they've hated it, or they've had a piece of burnt garlic and they hated that even more. So maybe if someone doesn't like garlic, you don't have to eat garlic. I mean, it's supposed to have medicinal properties, and it's an acquired taste. If you've been eating it all your life, it's not an acquired taste. But we like garlic here. So there's a good pile of garlic there, like that. And we'll just leave it like that. Okay, now on to the courgettes. So, courgettes, start off here. You can put this thing into the thing like that and hold it up. This is the handle. And you hold it up, and we're going to use this in a minute. When it gets a bit too, first you want to cut off the end, just like that. You don't have to cut it there, because you're wasting that bit. So cut it just right there. There we are. You could probably eat that as well, but it's not going to be as good as this bit. So, if you go around here, cameraman, you can see where I'm going here with this. You see how it's cutting it into really thin. There's no way you could slice it that thinly. It have to be done by a master knife man. So, and it will take ages as well. So this is really fast. Now look at it, it's getting close to my fingers now. I'm getting a little bit nervous now as it's going towards my fingers. So I'm going to use this thing here. Look, what you do, there's the spikes on it. You stick it in there like that. And you hold the thing on here like that. And you carry on, and your fingers are out the way. Can you see that? Are you getting this, cameraman? Sorry, camera lady. Right, so at the end of it, you're left with a little bit that was stuck on the end like that. Well, you know, we can cook that. It's not a problem. Okay, so that's the kind of thing. It doesn't matter. You can. They're not all going to be that nice. Look at that. Look. You can see through that there. That's how thin it is. They're not going to be all this kind of shape. It doesn't have to be. The little bits in there. Look, makes it more interesting. So we'll do another one now. Again, cut the end off like that. So do this again. Maybe we just need two courgettes here. So we're going to quickly do this. Oh, got stuff falling out here. Turn it around that way so the camera can see it. So, remember, you can do this with those gloves I showed you earlier. If you're worried about things slipping, or let me emphasise this. This is not something you want to be doing after you've had a few beers or a few glasses of wine, or it's definitely not something to let a child do. Not with this machine. It's too dangerous. Too dangerous. Or an old person that's I know I've dropped the courgette. Or an old person that's wants to make herself useful in the kitchen. You give her that job, or him that job. The chances are they're going to cut themselves. So give it to somebody who's knows how to use one of these things, who used it before. Definitely not. Don't let children use it. Definitely don't let see very seniors use it. Otherwise, they're going to hurt themselves. So here we go, back again. So I just washed the piece of courgette that I dropped on the floor. The floor's clean. So look, we're getting quite close to there. I carry on regardlessly. So it's going to do it again. Look, there's the spikes in there. This thing moves up and down like this. So you stick that on there like that. Doesn't matter which way you stick it on. And you put it back on the mandolin, and you keep going. Keep pressing this thing down as you go. And so you can press no more. And that's kind of what you're left with. So it does a pretty good job, I think. It'd take you forever to slice all this. Now you think, well, is that going to be enough? Is that enough for that dish? Yes and no. That's definitely enough for two people. For 4 people in there. For four portions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's enough for 4. Now you could put that in there. This further one. But I'm going to reserve that for another meal I've got coming up. So I'm going to keep that one and use it for another time. We're just going to be messing about with this one. So we get all the nice bits off of there like that. And we'll just stick them down there. Let's clean this up. Right, you don't have to wash this with soap and water. You can just rinse it under the tap. And okay. So what we're going to go in? What's going to go in there? Well, we can put some black pepper in. This is my big black pepper machine. It used to be natural wood colour, and my wife painted it red. Anyway, red for danger probably. Okay, so that's some black pepper. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some salt in as well. Where is my salt? I have no salt. Right. This is how the TV chefs do the salt. Like this. Ready? This is how they do it. What? No, wait, even better than that. Like that. But you just get some and just chuck it in on there. How much salt? Well, you've got 4 portions here, so enough salt for 4 people. So that's kind of the salt that you need for each person, plus 1 for the pot. So I think just a little bit more in there, like that. The trouble with the salt is, it helps with the flavour to a point. If something's too salty, you can't really easily take the salt out of something. You can if you're making a stew or soup or something, you can put a potato in and it'll absorb some of the salt. But basically, if it's too salty, you've ruined it. And voila. Okay, so we've got the courgette in here, sliced with the mandolin. We've got some pepper and salt. Now we're going to put in the garlic. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just sprinkle that on there like this. We're not going to leave it on the top. We're going to mix it in. So we've got that. This is fresh garlic, not the dried bulb one. It's the fresh bulb one. So it's a bit, well, it's a different taste. Stronger? No, more garlicky, I think is the word. So if you love garlic, then this is the one for you. So now we're going to put in the cream. Now this is 300 milliliters or 30 cl. So how much cream is that? All right, let's pour it out for you. Let me get a glass and pour out the cream for you. You'll see how much that is. Just don't go away there for cameraman. Just stay where you are. So this is a glass. That's not how big my hand is, like that. So not a big glass. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour it in here. And you'll see how much cream is in this pot. How much is 30 cl, you might be asking? Well, we'll soon find out. How much in pints and quarts? I have no idea. You're talking pints and quarts, that's old money. We're talking litres and centilitres and milliliters now. So I have no idea what that is. I know what a pint looks like because I like a pint. But this is a, oh, how much would that be? In a I don't know, a third of a pint maybe? Anyway, it's that much. What we're going to do is you're going to put that in there. We're going to pour it in, like this. Just like that. Now you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, is this cream going to be reaching all the thing? Well, this is where you've got to wash your hands. So let me just rinse my hands. Let me rinse my hands. The hands were clean. I wash them. I wash my hands all the time. In fact, it's not OCD. It's just the habit of doing it. I don't know where it's come from. I wash my hands more than most. Anyway, so here we go. I want to get in there and just mix it around with my hands. Okay, so here we go. So what we're going to just do is just do this. This sensation is a bit bizarre. Some people don't like doing this, but you know. I mean, if you don't like it, use a couple of spoons to do it. You don't have to touch food with your hands, but I find it's a good way of getting the garlic and sauce cream mixed around evenly. Okay, so that's about it. Now, this is a courgette gratin. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bung it in the oven. How long? Well, we're going to bung it in the oven for an hour. Let me go and wash my hands now. Now, you're probably going to say to yourself, wait a minute, if I put that in here for an hour, it's going to come out black because you haven't put any water in it. All you put in is a little bit of cream. Well, you're not wrong. But the thing is that the courgette has got so much water in there. It's probably 99% water. There's water in there. The water, you don't need to add any more water. If you do, it's going to be like a stew. I don't know, worse than a stew, a soup. So you're not going to be able to cut it or serve it out. You need to spoon it out. So don't put water in it. And then the water will minimise the flavours you can get. It's full of natural sugars in these courgettes, and the taste. If you don't put water in it, it makes the taste less concentrated. So don't do it. Just leave it as is. What we are going to do though is we're going to get stay there, cameraman. We're going to get a tray, an oven tray, like this, and we're going to get some tin foil. Tin foil? I call it tin foil. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. I don't know. It's aluminium foil. Actually, it's not made of tin at all. So why am I calling it tin foil? Maybe it's an old thing. Maybe one of you can tell me why it's called tin foil and not aluminium foil. Anyway, there it is. Oh, it's a new one as well. So here we are. This is me fiddling with a new one. And let's just pick that off of there. So, I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that bit. So, oh, by the way, this is I'm doing some mince. To go with this, I'm going to do some savoury mince in here. I don't know whether I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, but well, I'm doing this today to go with that. So savoury mince with that should be good. Right. So here we go. Tin foil on it goes. Doesn't matter which side it is. One inside. So measure it out roughly and then put it on like that. And if you've got a dish, you're using a dish with a lid, with a lip on it, so much the better, because you want to try and get that as near, as close to the glass or the dish as you can, so stop the heat escaping. So it cooks in its own steam and juices. Good. So all we're going to do now is we're going to put the oven on maximum. Maximum means 250 centigrade. We're back. We've got some courgette gratin in there. We haven't cooked it yet. We're going to be putting that in the oven for an hour or maximum at 250 degrees centigrade, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, hot, 400 plus. Put it on the hottest setting anyway. You don't have to put it on the hottest setting. You've got plenty of time. Just put it on, I don't know, a medium setting. But it's going to take longer. So we're going to put that in there, and we'll come back later, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So we're back after an hour. Okay, we're going to take this out and have a look at it. It may not be cooked ready, but it smells like it's ready, so we'll give it a try. So here we go. Now it's going to be red hot in here, don't forget, it's a hot oven. Hot. I don't know if you can smell that. Can you smell that? Anyway, we're going to take the foil off of this and have a look. It smells delicious. I don't know if you can smell that where you are. But this is why I burn myself. Oh, not too bad at all. Now, oh, look at that. Now, we're just going to pick a little piece up. You see how the creams. We can even sample here. We can even sample. Excuse me, camera lady. Oh yeah, that's done. Look at that. You can poke. If you just go. See this fork here? If you just go straight through to the bottom, it's done. If there's any resistance, it's not done. Now what you can do, and what I'm going to do now, if I can find any, is get some Parmesan cheese. It's not actually Parmesan, but you can. It's the closest you can get. It's grana padano, which is kind of like smells exactly the same, but cheaper. So, just to finish this off, we're going to take the cover off like that, and we're going to flick some of this on it, just like that. Just like that. So, we're not going to eat that now because it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've just cooked it, ready for this evening, because it's going to go, camera lady, if you can just move over a little bit, it's going to pair with my savoury mince. I haven't finished that yet, but that's just mince and onion. I'm going to put some carrots in there. I'll do a recipe another day, so it's going to go with that. So that with a rich gravy, and that perfect, lovely jubbly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, courgette gratin with a bit of Parmesan cheese on the top, or Parmesan white cheese. If you like what you saw there today, give us a thumbs up and give us a like and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, I forgot to mention, ladies and gents, I forgot to mention that to reheat this, you can either put it in the microwave. Maybe that dish is too big for your microwave, just put it in a smaller dish and reheat it a couple of minutes. Or you can put the foil back on again so it doesn't dry out too much, and put it in the oven for 5 minutes or so. It doesn't have to be red hot, just be nice and warm. Okay, that's all.